I try to start these broadcasts with a song. And if I don't know where I'm going, I keep on singing along. 'Cause maybe it'll get to a good place. I don't know what I'm gonna sing. But that's okay because if we all just bring something that we can share, we're gonna have some gratitude and love for all, for all, for all. Welcome to Love Morning, welcome to Hug Nation, do 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 do, do 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 do. Welcome to today. Hi, good morning. Welcome, Love Morning. I am John Halcyon. Boy, I put this hat on and suddenly I got warm. Little warm tea, warm hat. Woo! Wearing the same shirt I wore yesterday and maybe the day before. Yep, having one of those weekends. So good morning. Welcome to Hug Nation's Love Morning. This is our daily practice, a little chance to share a little bit of gratitude. And ideally remember that we are surrounded by like-minded, open-hearted people. I have been not at my most love ambassador mode the last few days, and I'm giving myself permission for that. Allowing myself to be whatever is. That being said, still a good idea to have this practice. Still a good idea to share gratitude. I'm trying to get the broadcast going. There we are. Here we are. We are live on YouTube and Facebook. Saying hello to Razorblade and hello Gerbot and hello Brian and Brenda. Good morning. What are you grateful for? I am feeling grateful for another day of consciousness. Grateful for safety for my family. Grateful for the luxury of dabbling in ideas as opposed to actual struggle, pain, and suffering. Meaning, I'm having stress about ideas. I'm having frustration about ideas. I'm not actually being persecuted, for example. I'm not actually in prison. I'm not actually feeling the effects of oppression. I'm just pondering those thoughts, and that is a luxury. So I'm grateful for that. I am grateful that this Deedly Bopper, I believe, is one that's not going to fall apart. The hat that I love so much has got a Deedly Bopper that is falling apart. And while that is distressing, I am grateful that I got a replacement Deedly Bopper. Brian is grateful for short drives, good friends, good music, and being the straight edge designated driver whenever needed. Well, I'm sure there's lots of gratitude for you too, Brian. All hail the designated driver. I'll be honest, that is a role that I am unwilling to take because I am 1 week shy of 9 months of no alcohol and no intoxicants. And my version of sobriety still requires me to have an exit plan. So if I was responsible for staying until the last drunk person wanted to leave, I would not be okay with that. That would not be a comfortable place for me. So I am grateful to you, Brian, for being able to be that to your friends. Razorblade says, I'm grateful to have woken up to be here. Well, hello to you at 4 a.m. in Western Australia. Jessica is grateful for connection. Me too. I'm grateful that I got to see my friends Brandon and Evelyn and their two beautiful children yesterday. My struggle with my gratitudes right now is I'm having I'm definitely not using my time well this weekend. So I'm having to fight the instincts of self-judgment and try to be grateful. Like I'm grateful that I have been only using my self-soothing tools that I have deemed acceptable. Meaning, I've been watching Netflix and eating ice cream this weekend. So I'm okay with that. My partner is gone. I didn't have any plans. So rather than use my weekend well, rather than be productive, rather than do something or go, invite friends to do something, I have done very little. I've caught up my sleeping. I've been detoxing from caffeine this weekend. So I've been doing extra sleeping, extra little caffeine detoxing, doing a little dieta, and that's it. And I'm just like trying to avoid getting too caught up in negative thoughts. Partially also that I've been digging deeper into some current event stuff, and as I dangle my toes over the edge of despair, I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to watch another episode or 4 of 6 Feet Under, an old HBO show. Thank you, Brian. Anyone else want to share anything that they're grateful for? I am grateful for the ways in which my body is working. I've been feeling very achy lately. And so I'm grateful for the functionality of my body that I do have. I'm grateful, like I had a friend who was struggling, took a fall a few weeks ago and has been dealing with hospitals, and he just fell again this morning and let me know that he's in the hospital, broke his hip. Oops. Whoops. So I'm grateful that he seems to be okay, or he's going to get the care he needs, and I'm grateful at the same time that that I am in the shape I am. I read someone saying that as they age, rather than waking up and going, oh my gosh, all this pain and aches of this 50-year-old body, they try to imagine themselves as being 80 years old and what their body's going to be like at 80, and then flash back and be like, oh my gosh, my body's working. I've got 30 more years to use this body as best I can before it gets to be in the shape it is at 80. So I'm trying to shift my perspective in that way too. Like, oh wow, if this was my body at 80, how stoked would I be? Gerbot says, grateful for time with family. Peter, good morning to you in New Jersey. And hello, Wonderland. If you're here watching us and have not said hello, please say hello. Let us know that you're here so we can know that there are fellow like-minded, open-hearted people out there. And ideally, even share something that you are feeling grateful for. Jessica saying, I think we could all use Netflix and ice cream weekend. Self-care is self-care. That is, I think that the key is whatever you do to not add guilt and judgment on top of it. And that's kind of where the thing that I'm struggling with. Like, okay, if I don't do anything this weekend, fine. But try not to add self-judgment on top of whatever it is. That's a struggle. Good morning, Rue. And good morning, Rachel. Hello to you in the Dido. Rachel's grateful for gratitudes. Gerbot is grateful for others who have the time and energy to protest injustice. That's a good one. Hello, Simon. Good morning. Simon says, I definitely participated in Netflix and ice cream. Well, cheers. I would offer you some ice cream, but I finished both the pints that I bought yesterday before I went to sleep last night. So, rain check on ice cream, Simon. Melanie is grateful so much for today. I'm grateful for the ability to get back into the gym and feeling better and making myself stronger. Grateful for my kids' love of learning and burning through educational tools faster than I can get them. And very, very grateful for another opportunity to wake up and be present in the day. Thank you for sharing, Melanie. That's got to be exciting to have learning kids. How that must be energizing and inspiring. Thanks for sharing. Simon says, I'm grateful that I can indulge and bounce back. And grateful for getting to play basketball today. Right on, Simon. Good for you. I've got this like big thing. It's been around for months now. I had a ceiling leak that just has been so difficult to figure out what the cause of it is, who's going to pay for it, whose responsibility to pay for it, and each time there's more. It just feels like every new information it takes 2 steps backwards, and so hopefully I'm gonna maybe the final step before we just pay for it is today. We'll see, but that's I'm grateful that again that it's not like there's water dripping on me every night. It's just a task that has to get figured out. Peter says avoiding self-judgment can be having some self-deprecation, not taking myself not too serious. And thanks, Peter. Rain check on ice cream, Rachel's new band. I love it. Kiri says, I'm grateful for my body's wisdom and the willingness I have to listen and ask it what it needs, even when my mind is not a fan of the answer. Man, I don't like the way that YouTube puts this, like, the star thing, or the hearts right in front of the comment. So like if the comment goes all the way to the end, it's covered up by a star. Heart. Maybe we have to make the window bigger. Will that work? Oops. All right, we'll see. Kiri says, I'm also grateful that you stream on YouTube because Facebook was hiding my comments from your view for some reason. Ooh, gross. Facebook's that's not good to hear, because I was wondering why no one was saying anything in Facebook initially. So those of you that have said something in Facebook, if I have not heard you and not responded to it, my apologies. Hello, Moosecock in Calgary. Isn't that an odd thing to say, Gerbot? That heart is so annoying. But sometimes the heart is annoying. Interesting, Kiri. I was reading everyone's but yours. I assure you that I do not see anything from you in Facebook. Whoa. I apologize, Kiri. I will not be ignored, she says. I would never intentionally do that to you, but clearly I would do it to you, but just not intentionally. Peter is grateful that he's took 42 years, but grateful that realizing that the world does not revolve around him. Well, hold on another 42 years. The axis of the universe might shift back to centering around you. Who knows? I think that is a nice Zen pursuit of how much do we care about what happens to us versus how much are we insignificant. I think the key is in terms of if you prioritize your own experiences over others, maybe that's when it gets to be a good thing to know that no, you are not the protagonist of everyone's story, just your own story. Everyone else is the protagonist of their story. That can be a helpful understanding. Well, any last gratitudes before we have a hug and head off into our days of sunshine and rain and joy and pain? I'm grateful that I'll see Lisa tomorrow night. She'll be back in town. I'm grateful that she's not judgmental of me and is not going to make me feel bad for not doing much while she's been gone. And grateful for your understanding as well. So with that, I'm grateful, I guess, again, for the non-judgment. The last 2 days, I think I've made my morning broadcasts. I've taken them down afterwards because I'm just like, I don't want people to see that. And then I realized that Lisa said something about, look, the morning broadcast is impressive because you do it every day, even when you're not feeling good. So if I delete it if I'm not feeling good, then it makes it look like I'm always feeling good, and maybe that's unfair. So I put them back up. Oh, Peter's grateful to start the day with us. I'm grateful for that too. Well, as we are all the centers of our universes, and so in this moment we can be the centers and connect as a mutual center of our collective universes. Let's come together and have a hug. So wherever you are, give a big squeeze. And appreciation for one another. Thank you. Appreciation for this moment. Appreciation for our growth. Appreciation for our stagnation. Appreciation for our ability to let go of judgment. Appreciation for our ability to be still and open to inspiration, but not judging when there is none. Appreciation for the gratitudes that one another has shared about their families, about their awareness, about their growth. As we take a deep breath in and squeeze one another. On behalf of Grandpa Caleb and you, thanks for being here. Have a beautiful day. I love you. Happy Sunday. Thanks, Gearbot. Thanks, Kiri. Good morning, Jax. Bye, everyone.